Roadside drug tests are being rolled out in Wellington today, with plans to extend the practice to the rest of the country mid-next year. Drivers will be asked to give a saliva test that will be tested for THC found in cannabis, methamphetamine, MDMA and cocaine. A positive initial test would mean a 12-hour ban from driving, along with 2 further tests to determine if the driver was impaired, at which point they may be fined. Police Association President Steve Watt is with me now. Thanks so much for being with us, Steve. So just first of all, can I just ask you about the Bondi terror attack, which is obviously what a lot of people are talking about this morning. I mean, have you heard from any of your Australian counterparts overnight, and how are they feeling and how are you feeling?
Oh, look, it's an absolute disgrace and senseless act. I was up in the early hours of this morning speaking to my counterpart over in New South Wales, the acting president, Ian Allwood, and just extending my condolences and support for him in this absolutely harrowing time. So it's really hard for police and obviously for a lot of the public over there at the moment. So sincere condolences.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to go to this drug testing that starts in Wellington today, Steve. Can you run us through exactly what drivers can expect? How exactly does the saliva test work? How quickly does it generate results?
Absolutely. It's a 4-stage process. The first stage is testing or running a strip over the top of your tongue. Depending on whether that brings back a positive or negative result, you move into what's called the collection phase. A different device is used to collect a sample of saliva. And then from there, a third test, which is the same as the first test, is completed, where again a strip is run over the top of your tongue. It'll either produce a positive or negative result. If it's negative, the first test from the test from the second one is sent away from ESR to be measured against prescribed limits, and if you are above those prescribed limits, you will receive an infringement notice.
Yeah, right. Okay, so many say that this isn't actually a good way to measure actual impairment. It's very different from, say, testing you for alcohol. Do your members or do you have any concerns about the administrative issues that this could pose?
The problem is there's not many devices out there which are 100% accurate. This one is 99% accurate. Our members want our roads to be safe. We want to reduce death and serious injury on our roads, and this is the best method that we have available in order to do that. Because let's bear in mind, between 2019 and 2023, 34% of people involved in fatal accidents had drugs in their system.
Yeah, that's a really interesting stat. Another one here from the Transport Ministry. Yeah, in 2018 alone, 95 people were killed in crashes where the driver had consumed drugs. So it's clearly an issue. So why has it taken us so long, Steve, do you think, to get this sort of thing rolled out? Is it because in the past a lot of these tests were dodgy and produced a lot of false positives, or what was the reason?
There is a bit of that. It's taken a number of years in order for the legislation to catch up, but also for technology to catch up. And it's important the public feel reassured around the devices that the police are using. They've been tested. As I say, they're 99.9% accurate. And the police have taken the extra step of getting ESR to analyse those results to make sure that it's as robust as it possibly can be.
Okay, so one of the contentious issues here, I suppose, is even if you've been prescribed medicinal cannabis, for example, that actually won't stop you from being tested and or barred from driving if you produce a positive. Do you think that's one of the problematic elements to this, Steve?
We've been reassured by police that the test itself measures THC. So the level of THC in medicinal cannabis is a lot lower than what it is in normal cannabis. But there is obviously that potential for the test to pick up on the small amounts of THC that are in medicinal cannabis. What we can be reassured about is that there's statutory defences in place, so that if you are on prescribed medication, you can go back and challenge those findings from ESR.
Yeah, but I guess it's that thing of actually having to go through with being barred from driving potentially beforehand, right? That's just, you can't actually produce your prescription at the car window when the police are there and say, hey, look, mate, I've got a, prescription here for cannabis.
Look, I get it, and I understand that that is going to be a bit of a pinch point for people that may be on medication and do have to stand down from 12 hours of driving as a result of failing 2 tests.
Yeah, Steve, just finally, police have got a lot on their plates at the moment. We know some areas are heavily depleted of officers. You've got breath testing, you've got everything else that's going on. Do police have the resources to be doing another form of roadside testing?
Look, it is tough on our members, and this is another tool in the toolkit which they're going to have to deploy, which takes a substantial amount of time. That being said, it's about keeping our roads safe, and our members, at the end of the day, want everyone to be able to get home, and and that includes their families and themselves. So it's about just getting it done and using the tool for the best advantage that it is there for, and that's keeping death and serious injury off our roads.